According to Laura G's story at oatv.org, a story she writ herself of her past, she only remembers bits and pieces of the day that an animal saved her life. She was a semi-conscious 7-year-old strapped to a gurney, overwhelmed by the noises of the ambulance, the machinery, and the subtle noises that the nurses and doctors gave off. And suddenly she was consumed in a fog. Laura G was dying. A few days later, she woke up in a hospital from what she then learned was a diabetic coma. She had type 1 diabetes. Diabetes is treated with insulin, a medication, much like many others, that has been discovered through animal testing. Animal testing is necessary to improve and advance in the medical field, and has had many contributions in the past. We will first be discussing the similarities that humans and animals have, then the contributions that animal testing and research has had to the medical field, and finally, how it has helped domestic animals live healthier and happier lives. First, let's look at the similarities between humans and animals. According to a television broadcast called The Big Question, there are many similarities that have led to discoveries in medicine. Using animals provides scientists with biologically similar species and complex living systems, because we share the similar placements of organs and systems like the respiratory system and circulatory system. Because of the many similarities we share, we also share 200 of the same health problems. These include HIV and AIDS, heart disease, diabetes, hepatitis, spinal cord injuries, surgeries, and many, many more. This is according to the newsroom at UCLA and their Office Media Relations, and their article called Animal Research Generates New Treatments and Benefits Society, and also an article called Animal Testing Should Always Be Allowed by Gertie. Now that we know the similarities between humans and animals, let's look at the treatments and the drugs and procedures that have been created through animal research. According to the UCLA newsroom, many advancements in drugs, treatments, procedures have been found thanks to animal research and testing. Drugs that have been created include insulin for diabetes, like we learned in the beginning, asthma inhalers, antibiotics such as penicillin and painkillers, and also the vaccines for polio, tuberculosis, meningitis, and smallpox are all discovered thanks to animal testing and research. There are a lot of treatments animal testing has helped to discover and improve. According to the U.S. breast cancer statistics at breastcancer.org, 40,000 women in the U.S. alone die from breast cancer. Now you think this may be a large number, but it has in fact been reduced thanks to a protein called Herceptin. Herceptin is a mouse protein that has been humanized and then used to help reduce the death rate of breast cancer. Therapies are a type of treatment. Gene therapy has been discovered through rats. It helped discover a gene that would keep the body's immune system from rejecting transplants. Radiation was helped to be perfected through mice. It was helped to engineer to have little effects to the body tissue and still get rid of cancer. Highly antiretroviral therapy was created for AIDS, and it was perfected, and AIDS is no longer a death sentence that it was 30 years ago. Procedures have also been nearly perfected through animal testing and research. Procedures such as organ transplants, heart valve transplants that was created from pigs, birth and giving birth, and delivering babies, and surgery. Now that we've looked at all the positive contributions that animal research has had for humans, let's look at all the contributions it's also made for animals. Pets, livestock, and zoo animals are all living healthier and happier lives. All the veterinary research has been done by animal testing, and this includes healing cuts, broken bones, treating diseases, monitoring heartbeats, and typical checkups and shots. Vaccines are now available for domestic animals and have helped them to live longer lives, such as heartworms in dogs, choler in hogs, tuberculosis in cattle, rabies, distemper, and feline leukemia. These are all medical issues that are treatable now because of animal research. Through animal testing and research, endangered species can be helped, and they can also be introduced back into the wild. Animal testing is vital for the preservation of endangered species by creating ways to increase the population. These ways include artificial insemination and embryo transfers. Animal testing and research help advance medical fields, and it needs to continue. We've explored this by looking at the similarities of humans and animals, the drugs, treatments, and procedures enhanced due to animal testing, and the way animal testing and research has also helped animals. So I hope you now have an understanding for the need of animal research in the medical field.